What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy D Brown here. I got my boy Ali with me. What's going on, Ali?
Everything cool, man.
What's going
Everything solid.
on? So today we just here back with another episode, first and foremost of Let's Chop It Up, where we just have basic conversations with, some of my friends, some people I meet, anybody really who willing to just talk about, life, sports, whatever it is. Um, and today we talk about this in our group chat a lot of times, but figure we just put it on the podcast. But today, the topic is victim mentality. And just to start things off, I just want to ask the question, where do you think the victim mentality originated? Like what made people have this victim mentality that we see a lot of in 2022?
Um, it's hard to say, but I think especially I only can speak from my perspective, you know what I mean? And I don't want to offend anyone out there. But I think is a lot of it is attributed to race, you know what I mean? Like at least for looking at it from a black person's perspective, right? Like
Anyway,
I'm a black, like I only can look at it from my perspective, like looking at it from a black person's perspective, like we've been oppressed for like this 400 years, and we've been victimized and treated unfairly, and like transition into a society where like things has gotten tremendously better, but like we still look at it from a perspective of like black people. A lot of black people out there believe like people owe them something, you know what I mean? Not to say racism still doesn't exist, because it does, but I think is there a lot of it derived from racism when you look at it. I mean, from race, actually. I feel like a lot of black people feel like we've been oppressed for so long and we've been victimized for so long that like we owed something, and that, to me, that kind of like attributes a victim mentality, and that's just a part of it. Now dying the whole sense of it, because
right.
I looking at you and you're like, where you going with this? But
Yeah,
I feel like that's a part of it. That's a part of it. You know what I mean? But
I really
victim mentality, I mean,
I was like,
that's a part of it. I mean,
yo,
it's something to make people think, but really think about it. Like, really
actually,
think about it.
that's true. That's
Like,
true.
because I'd be to work, right? And I'd be like I deserve this, this, that. Like, why this happening to me? Like, and then we start veering off and say, man, these white people so rich and they own this and they own that. Like, that's kind of a divide with race and the victim mentality. That's one perspective to look at it from. I'm saying that, that's where like that's the be all end all of it, but like that's a part of it for me. You know
That's
what
the
I mean?
part you're focusing on, right? Because it's our
Not
community.
really. I mean, like I say, is a part of it. That's just
Well,
my
yeah, I'm saying
perspective.
that part, and so what you're saying is that part is like the one that you notice the most.
Just I only
You
speaking
know,
for the black community though when I
right?
say that.
Yeah, we can't speak for
But
the community. You know what I mean?
right,
But
you know what I mean.
but I
But
kind of
generally, hmm?
I agree there a little bit though. It's like a lot of us feel like we owed something, which to me is
Yeah,
that counterproductive because it's like you sit like think about it, like I don't know if people really sit and think like you think if you sit around and beg for something, beg these rich people for something that they just gonna give it to you, then ain't nobody gonna give you nothing. To them slavery was
no, sir.
that was 400 years ago. Don't look for no reparations, don't look for no government handouts. How the government supposed to stay rich if they just give you money? Like we supposed to be in their eyes, like I feel like we supposed to be like at a low level. Like you have to have people at the low level so people could be at the high level, and you expect all the people at the high level to, you know what I mean, give you something at the low level, just give it to you. No, you have
Right,
to earn. You have to me, you have to earn everything. Like all the rich people in the world, all the successful people in the world, all the happy people in the world, they wasn't giving it. Like they had to earn this stuff. Yeah, talking about because some people they get stuff passed down to them, but that's their community. We can't worry about what other people have. That's
right.
yeah, you get in. You will never you never go forward worrying what people have. But other than like with that sector, how you feel about some some women, some men, just in like the social world, having a victim mentality. Like let's say for example, a big girl or a big dude blaming everything else, but they don't want to go to the gym and go work out or something like that. Oh, I can't do it because of this. I can't do it because of that. Oh, you fight phobic if you tell me to go to the gym. What how you feel about that kind of victim mentality? The ones like the lazy part of it, I call it. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, that's a good example. I think it's one thing. I think it's accountability. I mean, if you don't take accountability for your actions or something you do, then how do you expect to progress? The first thing to understand, the first thing for progression and to stay away from that victim mentality is to hold yourself accountable. You know what I mean? And I feel like I've been reading this book, right? It says in the book that the goddess of good luck, right? You know, people say, you know, some people believe in luck, some people don't, right? It was said that the goddess of good luck only shines upon those who seek out opportunities and who works towards their goals. It's like, for instance, right? You want to be let's say you want to go to the NBA, right? But you working hard, you getting up 24/7, you doing your morning workouts, you doing your afternoon workouts, you doing your evening workouts. You understand the gist of it, right? But you go undrafted. You don't get drafted. So you heartbroken, but you keep working, you keep pushing. You go on overseas, you get a little time and you start to, you know, shine. But then you get a call from a scout just happened to come someone told him about you through someone else. And it happens that, you know, y'all two run into each other and let's say a Starbucks. What are the chances of that happening? And then you get called up to go and try out for the Chicago Bulls. Like that's the goddess of good luck. You keep working, you keep working, you keep working, and then the opportunity is you seek out opportunities and opportunities find you. That's the goddess of good luck. But like you say, if you was a person who blaming everyone around you, you ain't working out, you ain't putting yourself in a position to be great, then the goddess of good luck ain't gonna shine or favor upon you. You know what I mean? I mean that's just how I look at it. But the bottom line of it is, um, to stay away from that victim mentality, you have to be accountable. You have to hold yourself accountable. That's just it. If you want to be rich, you cannot just say you want to be rich. You know what I mean? You got to take steps towards reaching that goal.
I feel like a lot of people just waiting for someone to make them rich. It's like it's not gonna
They waiting for someone to
happen.
save them.
Nobody gonna save you, bro. Like the same problems you have, these people probably had before, and they was tired of it, and they said, I gotta change my situation, but nobody give them nothing.
Right.
Nobody in this life, nobody going, no, especially when you hit adulthood, when nobody responsible for you no more, ain't nobody going, no more handouts, bro. Like,
Agree.
you gotta change your mindset when you get into you can't just keep blaming your your problems on other things. Like you say, is accountability. You ever just sit and be like, oh, maybe it's me. It's like for example, like let's say like a woman, right? Oh, you talking to this girl, right? Every time, well, you might ask me about the past relationships, like what happened? What you think you could have done better? Oh, this person was this person was a narcissist, this person was that, right? All the time they're telling you about what the other person do. They never say nothing about themselves. To me, that's a lot of that's a victim mentality. Like you always feel that's like narcissistic, bro. Like
It is.
people with the victim mentality, to me they kind of not, I wouldn't say 100%, but they have a narcissistic thing. Like they can't be wrong. Like that, you're so lazy that you feel like anything that you say, anything that you do, never your fault. Oh, I can't lose the weight. I can't be what I want to be because this person don't help me or that person don't help me. That's narcissistic, bro. You feel like you can't do nothing wrong. Accountability. If you look, if you go, you sit, you look in the mirror and say, yo, okay, what I doing wrong this time? What could I do to make my situation better? Whatever the situation may be. Then that's a start, bro. That's where you start from. You start from looking at yourself. Something I had to do myself too, bro. I used to do that all the time, bro. Like I don't hate, but this is working for people and all that stuff. That is an ideal situation, but I'd never sit down and just say, oh, it can come when someone bring it to me. You know what I mean? Just hoping.
No. It goes like that.
Manifestation. I see a lot of the people. What you manifesting? You can't just manifest success and expect it to come. Bible say faith without work is dead.
Works is dead.
You can't have the faith and then don't have the work ethic, bro. Pray about it. You dream, you imagine day in and day out a better
And work towards it.
work towards it. So what you feel? What you feel about that? What you feel about people who just expect something to come and they have the faith, they have the manifestation, but they don't have the work. It's like, how do you view those people? Now, do you see a lot of people like that?
For sure. I mean, to be honest, like that's why 98% of the world works for 2% of the world. 2% of the world, 2% of the people in the world owns the majority of the wealth. So now you start to think like those 98%. Not saying I downing people or nothing, but that's why, like, come on, that's why 98% of the people work for the 2%. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of instances where like, or I can't do this because of this. I can't do that because of this. Like, wait, it ain't even like that. Like, if you waiting for a handout, you just living to be here, but like you ain't serving no purpose at all to yourself or to people around you. You know what I mean? Like if you just constantly waiting for a handout. And I think you touch a very important point, especially like in terms of relationships, but that's a whole other topic. Like especially in relationships, people like they play that victim. They try to use that, take that develop that victim mentality, and we could see it clearly, like what's going on now with the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case. And I feel like all the evidence points to her turning everything she did, like even for her hitting him, right? She explained, "Oh, you made me do it," and then he was like, "You punched me," and then she was like, "It wasn't a punch. I just hit you." I was like, "Come on, bro!" Like that right there is like so not like you say narcissistic,
That's
bro. Like
narcissistic, bro. That's the real. That's a real example of pure narcissism, bro. A lot of like, okay, I hate we have to keep going on the relationship thing, but like a lot of women would be like, a lot of women call dudes narcissists, right? But you'd be like, why? Why he was a narcissist? Oh, because he didn't do this or he didn't do that. He do it in the that ain't no narcissist. That's not what you sound like the narcissist. He do everything
exactly,
wrong because he didn't want to do it how you wanted to do it. What you do? You ain't do nothing. You sound like the narcissistic one, bro. Like people throw these words. It's like again, go back to this victim stuff, though. Why you never accomplishing things because someone didn't give it to you? How you blaming your happiness on somebody else? You're a fool if you rely on someone to bring you joy.
and I feel like I feel like another thing aside from accountability, I feel like people are just inherently selfish. You know what I mean? Like when I say inherently selfish, right? And that goes back to your point. Like someone always feel like they should be given something or they owed something. Like for instance, right? You come across a lot of people who are like, they'll be like, oh well, why he do this to me? Why she do that to me? And then like you take you look at their life with a lens, and like you will see the wrong they have done. Like I've seen people do
Yeah.
so much wrong to people. Like I literally seen people just trample all over people, humbleness, their generosity, their kindness. They trample all over that, right? And then they leave that person in bits and pieces. They leave them tattered, right? And they move like, and they go on to their next victim, right? But when someone catch on to what they doing to them and how the type of person they are, and they basically pull a them on them, and they be like, "Oh, well, why all this happening to me? Like, what I do to deserve this? Like, but you's a horrible human being. You do this. You've been doing this to other people, but you so surprised it happened to you."
Bro.
And so
Narcissistic.
it's
I'll go back to
that's
that.
a victim. That's being that you victimizing yourself, bro.
Like,
Like that's a
man,
victim mentality.
that's why I say I kind of put those two on and on because like how you never could turn how you can never turn the arrow on you. Like, yo,
Yeah, like
what
look at
about
me.
me?
Look,
You have to look within. What about me? What you can't be after this wrong, after that wrong. Okay, let me give an example of an after person. You fought, let's say a dude fought ugly, you broke. Let me take the ugly part. You fat, you broke, you ain't got no ambition, you play game all day. And then you have the nerve
I
to
can't
call
get no
yourself an
girls.
incel. You can't have no girls. Why? You involuntary celibate. What you mean involuntary celibate? Bro, you not gonna get no girl not improving yourself, bro.
For sure.
No ambition. You ain't trying to work out. You ain't trying to get off the couch. You ain't trying to go work. You just want to sit around. Bro, why are you being a victim? You know what I mean? It's like people like that. They really annoy me, bro. Like how you complaining about women? How you complaining about this and that? And no money and that stuff.
Exactly.
Sitting around,
Exactly.
although, bro, get the hell up and go do something with your life, huh? Ain't
That's a
nothing, ain't
good
nobody
example,
behind
though.
nothing to you. It's like, I'm telling you, bro.
Because it's so much dudes out there like that. That's a good example, bro.
There's those out there like that, bro. It's like, yo, talking about you want submission from a woman. What's she submitting to, yo?
She ain't submitting. She's
Submitting to a
submitting to
bro,
be.
dude,
She's
with no
submitting to
ambition.
be a slave and
That's what that is.
a lazy dude.
Any boy we get on that. We gonna that's an A. That's the next topic. We gonna get into that relationship, you know what I mean?
On some Kevin Samuels type
That's a
vibes.
KS type. Bro, all the women can hate us, bro. They can hate us.
Shout out to Kevin Samuels.
The women can
But
hate
yeah,
us.
I mean, and look at the consensus of it too, though. It's so much different aspects of life and society where people exhibit victim mentality. Like we already touched, relationships. We touch, what else we touch? Well, I can't remember everything we touched so far, but look at the consensus. Look at our country. Look at the consensus of the way people think. Like the minute things go wrong in our country, especially like for that individual, one thing I learned with people, once them and theirs straight, they don't really look at the bigger picture. And when I say look at the bigger picture, like if something go wrong with them and theirs, and you fool with that, they looking at like, oh, the PLP don't do this, the FNM do this, and everyone is blaming the government when things don't work out in their favor. And I think that's kind of exhibiting a trait of victim mentality, because
Yeah.
you blaming the government for everything, but then you look at it, the Bahamas is a free market economy. We free to move, we free to choose, we free to start businesses, we free to do, and we don't have a lot of restrictions on a lot of things, you know what I mean? There are restrictions, but like you could, for the most part, you could figure out how to become rich in this economy because it's a free market economy, bro. So you blaming the government for everything, that's exhibiting a big trait of victim. And I never was big on
Lazy.
politics. I don't wait on PLP or FNM to do anything for me. You know what I mean?
Straight up lazy.
So that's another way.
Lazy. That
Exactly.
People like that. Lazy. People with victim mentality, lazy, bro. You lazy. If you have a victim mentality,
Right.
You lazy. Because you just want to blame something else for your shortcomings. Bro, you can't blame everybody for your shortcomings, bro. You
Right.
can't rely on the government, the system. I feel like almost every system in the world designed to keep you at a level that you at forever, bro. By
Right.
allowing you to depend on them in the first place. Like, let me use like a welfare system or something like that, or like child support or something. Like something
welfare is a great example.
But welfare. But so like they get you to rely on them by giving you, you know what I mean, this amount every month to help you.
Checks,
so,
right.
So you get accustomed to just getting free checks. But is this amount and it's just enough to get you over, but it's free. You didn't have to work for it. So it's like you get accustomed to being lazy, bro. So now you're dependent on them. The very moment you turn yourself into a victim, basically. They was to take that away. Now, daddy government can't, you know what I mean? They ain't looking out for me. I was getting these checks. Why I ain't getting these checks no more? You're a fool if you're like, I wouldn't call you a fool, but you're a fool if you just try to stay in these systems forever. The system of relying on the government or relying on somebody to give you a handout. It designed for us to be employees forever, depending on them.
It is, and if you choose to be a part of that system,
that's what it
exactly.
is. So you have to like sit. Like a lot of people have to sit and really think this stuff through. Like, yo, I ain't going nowhere. I've been dependent on them for like 3, 4, 5 years, bro. I ain't elevate at all in my life. Like, I gotta try
But
something
people don't
else.
look at it like that.
That's why
And
I
that's
don't
how
know
people is
why.
look at it.
I don't
People
know
is looking
why.
at it like this way. People is looking at it like this. Let's say payday is, let's say you get paid weekly, right? If you get paid weekly, let's say you get paid on a Friday, right? People only looking forward to Friday, and that's what keeps them going, bro. They satisfied, but they satisfied. They say, oh, I know that check coming on Friday. I know that could be sure money, sure money, sure money. Sure money is not always progressive, bro. You know what I mean? Because if you have an apartment, right? Your apartment is $1,200 a month. Kids' school fee, your car, the electric bill. You know what I mean? Different other miscellaneous costs throughout the week or throughout the month. And let's say for the benefit of the doubt, you making about $600-800 a week. I being generous, like you
General.
have nothing. You don't have no savings, bro. You don't
Ah,
have nothing to do. You just living you just living in a complete cycle of mediocrity, bro.
that's it.
And that's all it is. But you have to understand, a lot of people don't want better for themselves, bro. Like a lot of people don't. A lot of people want to just look like they have money. You know what I mean?
I don't know, but that's so true though. It's like I was thinking about like an analogy I heard somewhere. Um, like you gotta, in order for you, I feel like a necessary trait to move forward in life in your purpose or something that you ambitious about, bettering your situation, dropping the victim mentality. Like you gotta put yourself in like a struggle, not a struggle position, but like you gotta throw yourself out into the wild. Like I heard this dude said, a lion in the jungle might be different from a lion in the zoo because the lion in the zoo they just get feed on time, 2 p.m., 4 p.m., 6 p.m. every day. If you put them back out in the jungle, they wouldn't
They
know.
got to hunt.
They don't
They,
hunt. They don't
they got
hunt.
to hunt. They got
So,
to
but
hunt.
the lions in the jungle, all they know how to do is hunt. They independent, bro. They entrepreneurs. The ones in the zoo, lifetime employees. They employees, literally
Right.
doing tricks, just walking around for meat. The ones in the jungle, they actually gotta go earn. That's the rich people.
Right.
You gotta sometimes you gotta throw yourself out there in the jungle, bro. Like if you have like a dream or something, go try it out, bro. Go test it.
Take
Invest, take
yourself out the comfort zone.
take yourself out the
Right.
comfort zone. I might know one thing about people when everything fall apart, that's when people start being hella effective, bro. If you got any heart in you, when you lose it all, that's when some people, like a lot of success stories, they lose it all. But that made them work harder, bro. They was the lion in the jungle. A lot of
Right.
people lion in the zoo. So you gotta sometimes, in order to get out of this mentality, in order to like progress in life, you gotta turn into the lion in the jungle, bro. Like go after something that you feel strongly about. You gotta put in the hours, bro. Like I
Right.
don't feel nobody should be working less than 50 hours a week. Man should be clearing 60. 60. You gotta work, bro.
60, at least almost 70. You know what
You
I mean?
gotta
I know
work,
some weeks I work mid 70, 70 something hours a week. You know what I mean?
work, and you gotta
And I
work.
feel like, all right, and I have a next a little, and that's how I actually I ain't gonna speak as if I was in a part of that clique too, because I was like earlier when like coming out of high school, transitioning into the real world, I was kind of having like that victim mentality type of mindset.
So with this, you say you have a little story about the tell, right?
Not long, like probably like
Yeah,
two
right.
minutes.
So all right, so
And
that's what we gonna end
what
on.
I
Gonna end on Ali giving this the last um little bit of perspective that we gonna go on.
last rock.
So what you gotta say?
And the last thing I want to say is, I speaking to a lot of people like who feel down and out, and they kind of take on that victim mentality. That's what I learned, right? And that's why I had to take a step or a leap of faith. You would say, coming out of the school, I was kind of like every time I would get a job, and every time like something happened, and I would, let's say I lose a job, like I noticed, like, yeah, I say I get a job, I want to save money, do this, do that, but I never invest my money. So like every time I lose a job, even though I save like 4 or 5 grand, I'd be back to square one. And that's when I figure out like jobs ain't for me. Like working a 9 to 5, like till I reach the rest of my life wasn't for me. So I look at it like this, like I used to lose. I would bust up $500 on clothes and going out and drinking and stuff like that, right? And then I realized like I could take this $500 or $1,000 and invest it in something, bro. And like, yeah, you do your risk assessment or whatever, but even if you lose this, right? God forbid, you lose this $500,000 investing. At least you tried, and you know you could do something, and you learned from that experience. But at least you tried. Hey, I lose this money investing instead of buying clothes or something that of non-importance. But that's the only thing I wanted to say to the viewers. You know what I mean? Like, take that leap of faith. You know what I mean?
Shoot, we taking a leap of faith right now, bro. I got this podcast, and then I have one that I do with these guys, my guys in the group chat, some of my boys. We have a sports podcast as well. Right now, we taking a leap of faith, bro. Like, we come to that conclusion that we don't want to be victimized.
Exactly.
We don't want to be 9-to-5ers. We don't want to be. I don't want to be the traditional person. So, with this, we taking a risk right now. We taking a shot. We making an investment. Could be a business. This could be a business going forward. You want to see me making no excuses? I ain't the dude to make excuses. I don't like to make excuses when stuff happens.
Just come from work. I just come from work, you know.
I just come from work, bro. Right into it. Look at that. Come from work.
Right into
working on our purpose, bro. That's our purpose. It's our passion. This is something that me and myself and Ali love to do, bro. We ain't complaining about the hardship that every day that we go through.
No, you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you have to do. But at least we're trying to get on a level that we don't have to do that anymore. That we can actually earn our leisure and enjoy time that the good Lord bless us with, not spending it.
Time work we put in.
Exactly. You know what I mean? You're trying to earn free time. So with that being said, it's like to drop this victim mentality, you have to start looking at yourself, man. You gotta take self accountability. You gotta stop blaming others and look into why I might contribute to myself being in the situation. And then you just gotta go forward, bro. Trust, pray, manifest, but work towards the thing that you manifested. You know what I mean? Faith, have the faith, but work towards whatever it is you have faith about. You're dead if you ain't working towards it. You know what I mean? So with that being said, thanks for watching this video. We're gonna try pump these out a lot more. We got a lot of topics. Hopefully next we talk about some relationship type stuff. That's what's buzzing right now. You know what I mean?
Real talk.
I know we got some gems on that. You know what I mean? But thanks, Ali, for hopping on the Let's Chop It Up podcast. Any last thing you want to say?
Sure.
To close out.
I only want to piggyback off what you said earlier. You say you was telling viewers to take yourself out that zone, put yourself in the jungle. So I just want to tell people, take yourself out of that comfort zone. You stay in the comfort zone, you'll be comfortable. You will be comfortable and broke all the rest of your life. That's all I want to say.
All right. Again, thank you all for watching. Appreciate, like, subscribe. Link to our sportscast will be in the description. We got more videos. We're about to shoot one on Saturday, covering the first round of the playoffs. Tune in for that. That video will be up on Sunday. Yeah. Thanks again, Ali. Peace out, everybody.